Hello YouTube, welcome back to the rant again. This is like my second little rant video. Let me know if you guys like them. They're quicker to edit, I can get them out faster, and we can muster up a little conversation. This is another little rant from my question and answer. You might want to watch that first or you won't really know what I'm talking about, but it was a little section in the very long video. So someone asked me what are my pet peeves and I was like, let me list all of them out. Open mouth breathers, people that eat with their mouth open, people that don't train their dogs and let them just run around being crazy, untrained, people that let their kids just run around untrained and causing a ruckus, throwing temper tantrums, and that last one caused a lot of parents to get up in the comment section all offended.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
This video is sponsored by me and my protein donut company and my weight loss support group. For more information, click the links below in my description, and thank you all for the support. I knew it would happen, and I thought it was very funny that if you even mention kids having the ultimate temper tantrum in a store is an annoying situation, all the parents have to come out and say,
well, my kid gets triggered from this and that, and I, like, how dare you call me a bad mom?
I never said that. Bad parent never even left my mouth. I just simply said it's an annoying situation. Let me ask you a question. If you are on an airplane and it's a long airplane ride, you had a long day and you're sitting there and you notice there's a little baby on the side right next to you and it just cries the whole 12-hour flight. Cute baby, but was that an annoying situation? Yes. Do you understand that it is a baby and it's going to cry? Yes, but it doesn't change the fact that you are annoyed.
The passengers describe an 8-hour flight from hell with non-stop and nerve-jangling screaming and fussing. They even covered their ears to drown out the 3-year-old.
You're gonna tell me that you're annoyed that I would be annoyed in this situation. You wouldn't be kind of annoyed that this happened? And I'm a horrible judgmental person to not loving this? Well, everyone on that flight is a horrible judgmental individual then.
She kind of looked like she was used to it. He was climbing all over the chairs. He was just screaming, would not let up. Everybody was just kind of looking at each other like, oh, this is gonna be a long flight.
Apparently, the mom told the flight attendants he has behavioral issues. You know, you supportive and understanding parents can be supportive and understanding, but you can also admit that a screaming kid, especially a screaming kid on a plane who screams 8 hours, or people in general who are screaming, are annoying. Just saying. You won't lose parenting points, I promise. I know that some of you guys are really, really into being parents and absolutely love it and everything is good and like everything about being a parent is amazing. It's never annoying. You guys are the perfect parent. It's very interesting because one of the comments, I never screenshotted any of these, but one of the comments were saying,
well, yeah, I understand you don't have kids, but you would if you did.
Do you really think, just wondering, that if I plop out a child, that if the kid in public starts having a temper tantrum, I won't be annoyed? Because let me tell you, I put on my dog's life that I would be very annoyed. I personally think I understand that kids have their little things in public occasionally, and maybe the parent can't do anything, or it's just people parent differently. Personally, if I was a parent, and many parents in the comment section said, if my kid is having an issue, having a little moment, they take said child and move them away from that situation so they don't ruin everybody else's time from a screaming kid, which is something that I would personally do if I cannot control my child. Very simple, but I think many people have different little ways of parenting. Some people think, you know, like just ignore the kid and they'll calm down on their own. Not the way that I would probably do things as a parent, but I understand that if that's what you want to do, but it also doesn't change the fact that it's an annoying situation. Are you very happy when your kid does that, or are you at least slightly annoyed? Can you, like, you can say you love being a parent, but say that you get annoyed sometimes. Is it not annoying? And then in these comments too, people are like, well, certain kids have triggers and they have this issue and that issue. Okay, that's fine. I get that. Well, I have my issue too, misophonia. Usually when a kid is having a issue somewhere publicly, it's a reoccurring like scream. And I can pick up on these things because of my misophonia. So if something is reoccurring and the scream is a certain tone, it can trigger me and my thing. So what do? I'm gonna go up to the parent and be like, well, I have this issue and you need it. No, I'm going to just put my earphones on and deal with it. I am an adult, that is a child, obviously. But if you wanna bring up, you know, well, my kid has this and this person, you know, everyone has their things. Yeah, I know, I have my thing. thing, I just deal with it. Once again, it doesn't change the fact that it is an annoying situation. And then of course I got the parent. I screenshot this one, but she was pretty much saying, well, I have a special needs child and this and that, and they have certain issues in public. If that makes me a bad mom, then I don't know, just saying. I'm not too sure how many times I have to say this, but I am not an all-inclusive channel. I know that is all the rage now, to try to include every single person and disclose exactly who you're talking about, and then disclose the list of things that you're not talking about so that nobody gets offended. Listen, I can't do that. It's not possible for me. Honey, I know there are special needs children that have certain triggers that something's going on. I completely give it to you parents. I did 2 semesters in a special needs little kid class, and though I loved them, it was very eye-opening, hard, but very eye-opening. I wanted to do it because back then I thought I was gonna be a nanny for the rest of my life. Oh, anyway, it was a good experience though, and it gave me like a tiny little sliver of what you guys, go through when you have a special needs child. I get that there are special needs children that have little, things, but that doesn't defeat the purpose that a screaming human can be annoying. And I went back and forth, well, like a little bit back and forth with this person to make sure they were okay. I do like to converse with my subscribers, I'm not intentionally trying to offend people, even though that's what some of you guys think is the purpose of my channel. No, it just, like my comment, where I didn't mean any evil intent. No matter what you say, someone out there is gonna take something a certain way because we are all different and we take things differently. But we went back and forth, and I kind of already knew, like, I get where she's coming from because her situation's gonna get lumped into the people that I was actually talking about. The bratty kid that asked their mom for a freaking Reese's and they say no, and they flip out. The ones that can completely control themselves. And then since they're throwing a temper tantrum, the mom says, okay, I'll give it to you so that you stop. And then in the child's head, they want something, parent says no, and then that connects. If I throw a temper tantrum, they will then say yes. I find that annoying, but we all parent in different ways, and I guess you can kind of say, well, they stopped the crying, so whatever. But I think most of the people got what I was saying. It's just the special cases that are insecure about certain parenting skills, or they have a special needs kid or something, or how they parent, or someone has judged you before on how you parent, and you took it personally. I got an abundance of comments from parents who probably parent the way that I would parent and said, yeah, my kid can be a little butt. Everyone has their way of parenting. I have 2 examples that I just thought of. So let's just take it back to like the 90s. I was around 6. I remember this, like, there's just certain things that you remember from when you were younger, and there's certain things you don't remember. I remember this one clear as day. I had a friend, and her name was De'Ara, and she was something else. She would hit, she would spit, she would just throw temper tantrums, and she would come over to our house, and I guess she was having an episode. My mom doesn't play, okay? We did not throw temper tantrums. I don't know, I have a third one. My brother did once, and I will tell you guys about that. But for the most part, we didn't throw temper tantrums. So my brother's friend was over, Junior, and he had a paddle ball. Well, Miss De'Ara, wanted said paddle ball, and he said, no, I'm playing with. She grabbed that paddle ball, hit him against his head, his ear started bleeding. My mom was pissed, and she told De'Ara, you need to apologize to him right now. And she said no, and started, because my mom wanted her to apologize, she started flipping out, screaming in my mom's ear, saying, no! Screaming would not stop. My mom was like, apologize, he's freaking bleeding, say sorry. She was not having, she just started screaming from the top of her lungs. And I know what you're thinking, you think my mom gave her a spanking. Nope. She's got other ways to handle things. She was like, huh, so you won't start screaming. My mom's got a loud voice. She's very, I'm like my mom. I have a very loud voice. I have a very loud scream. So she just started screaming with her in her face too. And it went on for about 5 minutes, and eventually she stopped and she said sorry, and then she was quiet. And my mom told the parents what happened. You know what they decided to focus on? You screamed at my daughter! Not the fact that their daughter fucking took a paddle ball, slapped some child in the ear, and the ear started bleeding. Those are the type of parents that I do not like. That annoys me. Let's talk about the one time that my brother threw a temper tantrum. He wanted some toy from Toys R Us. He had an episode, and my mom is someone that takes said child out of the area. She grabbed him and she started going outside, and this lady, I remember this white lady, short hair, was like, how dare you treat a child that way? Once again, my mom is loud. And I don't know about you, but most parents don't like other parents telling them what to do and how to discipline their child. Especially if you're just removing the kid away from the situation and bringing him somewhere else so that he doesn't ruin everybody else's day. So yeah, I guess that story was pretty short, but he didn't get a toy, and he wasn't allowed to play video games, and he couldn't go over to his friend's house. And I was like, So temper tantrums do not work. Maybe bribery. And I turned into the family snitch. Worked in my favor. Anyway, I got a couple comments saying, how dare you judge a parent because their kid is screaming in the... I don't think I'm judging the person. It's more like, oh God, another screaming child. The feeling would stay the same if I had a child, and the screaming would definitely feel the same if it was my screaming child. A screaming child in public is never pleasant. Most of us just put up with it, but it's still annoying. Right? Let's take my misophonia for example. God, I like to talk a lot, but I just thought of another example. There's some people that have, you know, certain nose issues, which makes them, they can't eat with their mouth closed. It's an actual thing. They can't do it. It's not possible. I understand. I get it. Everyone has their thing. Is it still annoying? Yes. Okay, that's all I have to say. I don't think you're a bad parent if your tactic to discipline your child is to just leave them there screaming. You know, the whole not giving them attention type of shtick, they do that in dog training too. Not saying that your children are like dogs, just saying they do that in dog training, okay? But I don't think you're a bad parent. Not my way of doing things, but we are all different. That's what makes each and every one of you special. Well, thank you so much for coming to my little rant. If there's anything else you want me to rant about, let me know in the comment section. These videos are very easy for me to make. I just put my makeup on, push my boobs up, and start talking. And I will see you guys next time.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums.